This short video demonstrates the alteration to the build classification list function. In a previous assignment, you were to build a function that would use data queried from the database to build an HTML select list. The code to produce such a list appears on the screen in this video. The list, as is, uses JavaScript for each loop to move through each subarray and produce a value for the option and the text value that is viewable within the option. The select element and all options are stored as an ongoing string into a variable classification list. Once the outer array is finished, the select list closes and the variable holding the entire string is returned. However, you are now being asked to modify the select list to demonstrate if an option from the list was selected in order to maintain the selection if the list is restored to the view. The modified code is now shown. The key changes are to line 113 and within the loop, lines 119 through 123. Line 113 now includes a predefined variable. The classification ID can be sent into the function as a parameter or not. If not, the function behaves as it did originally. If it is provided, it is then used in the if control structure on line 120. Notice that line 119 is now a standalone statement. There is no JavaScript concatenation symbol, the plus sign, at the end of the line as existed previously. Line 120 uses an if structure to test if classification ID is not null and if it matches the value of the array currently being examined in the loop. If the condition returns true, then the selected attribute is added to the option and is appended into the classification list string. The spaces to either side of the attribute are important for valid HTML. Line 122 ends the if. Line 123 finishes the option element by closing the opening tag, inserting the text value, and adding the closing option tag. The ultimate purpose of such a modification is to allow stickiness to be applied to the select list. If the list is provided in a form, an option selected, and the form submitted, and server-side validation finds an error in the form value, then the selected classification ID can be supplied when this function is called, and the previous selected value will be indicated when the list is rebuilt for display in the form. An example of such a call is shown on the screen. All of this is to allow stickiness, the redisplaying of previous values, in a form input, but in this case specifically to a dynamic select list. A working example is now being demonstrated. A form is loaded into a view. The list, rendered as HTML in the form, can be seen. A value is selected from the list. The form is then submitted with errors. When the form is redisplayed, the selection in the list is maintained so the client does not need to reselect it.